Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode of Caydgaming. Today I am very excited to share with you an upcoming indie game, Dark Age Dinos. This is a turn-based combat, multiplayer, online co-op, roguelite dinosaur game. Say that 5 times fast. This is the free-to-play demo. I'd like to emphasize it is a demo, so there's limited content, and it is very, very early on in the stages. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to give it a shot, but go ahead, grab a coffee, and let's dive right in. So right here immediately, I can jump into single player mode. There are 4 characters to choose from. There's the old guard, which is kind of like the tank. There's the wild mage, which is kind of like your water mage, basically. There is your scout, which is your archer. And then finally the stray, which is kind of like a rogue, I would say. And then up at the very top, you can see they have a passive, multiple abilities, and also their initiative and combat. For today's purposes, I want to bring you the old guard and the scout, and let's dive in. So from here, to move around the map, hold down right click and drag. You can see around where everything would be. And then you can kind of choose the direction that you want to go in. So for today, I'm going to jump down here and just start it off right off the combat in the Southern Plains. Now this game, I think one of the things I really appreciate about it is it does take a lot of the excitement from various turn-based combat games, and it allows you to kind of enjoy them at your own pace. I think for me, for example, I really, really appreciate that because it is something that I love to do. I love a turn-based combat game very much. There is, of course, the risk of hurting yourself when you do various things, so you do also kind of have to be mindful of what you're doing so you don't hurt your teammates, for example, which I think is great. To play the game, what I've actually found is I have to be a little more careful of where the enemies are located, because right now it feels very much, I think, like it benefits the enemies a little bit more than it might benefit you as the player. So this first combat, of course, is just a little bit easier. But to give you guys an idea, whenever it's someone's turn, it'll highlight over the character, and you can see all these green squares where I'm able to move. Now the archer here, his passive is the farther away he is from an enemy, the more damage he deals. His Q ability is just a straight up shot that has a chance to cause burn, and it is linear. You have to shoot it in a line. Once you beat combat here, you're then given rewards. So in the first combat, each character will get to choose a new ability, and essentially from what I've gathered, each character can get any ability in the game, and you unlock new abilities after every playthrough. Each character gets 2 rerolls per game, so you can use those either on items or on abilities. This is an event here, the Alchemist. You come across an alchemist muttering to himself as he mixes a foul-smelling potion. "You there," he calls excitedly. "Will you try my latest amazing creation? Guaranteed to make you more potent in combat." Oh, wow. Honestly, I'm gonna take that. Minus 2 AP for your next battle, and then plus 1 AP for the rest of the journey. That's gonna help us in the long run. And you can see here, I can't get into the forest, so I'm gonna head just straight left. Something else I think the game is missing right now that I'd really love to see them add would be like a meta currency. Right now, as it stands, at least in the demo, there isn't really a way for me to, for example, level up my characters after beating a playthrough, and I'd really like to see more of that. I think that would make me really, really happy. Here, I'm gonna step around here, and I'm gonna push them. There we go. Perfect. And enemies do have resistances as well. If you look under their health bars, you can see the little green circle. You can highlight over it. It'll tell you weak to physical damage. So this one's weak to the water and so on. And then the red shield symbol is what they're resistant to. So if you're wondering, you know, hey, what can I use on this enemy to make sure that I hit them? Go for that instead. Now, right now, there isn't a lot of healing in this game. I would really like to see more of that. I think that would be tremendously helpful. The sneaky thing here, I line of sighted that guy, so he can't hit me. It's always like a little tactic I'll do. Obviously now, unfortunately, I cannot hit them, but I can kind of line myself up for it a little bit better, at least. There we go. And I'm just gonna run this direction so that he won't be able to shoot the warrior, because my warrior's taking quite a bit of damage here on this second fight. All right, we're gonna go up here to this event, the Bramble Patch. -5 health, 40% chance of an item. Both my characters will take the damage. I wanna try it at least once and see. Oh, nice! You dislodge the treasure and retreat to safety. Back on the road, you divvy the spoils. So now from here, I can actually click on the bag icon and see. So my tank got Tactician's Map. Apply combo to a random enemy at the start of combat. That's pretty good. And then my archer got +3 physical damage against combo targets. That's also really, really helpful. This right here is a mini boss. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot. I have died to this mini boss many times. And I think maybe part of the difficulty with the game right now in its current state is just that you can see, if I show you over here, the sheer volume of enemies already is pretty staggering. Unfortunately, there isn't really a way for you to really buff yourself up that much. You know, I wish there was maybe a little bit more I could do. Healing, again, is really quite limited. You guys know me, I love to play a support, and this game really barely has that support role. There isn't really a character that can heal unless they want to use their potion on an ally instead of on themselves. So it's little things like that that I'm like, you know, I could see a little maybe change happening would benefit us a little bit, you know. But in the meantime, I have actually played this demo now 4 separate times. I thoroughly love it. I cannot wait to play more. I think it's a blast. I think that there's a lot of potential in this game too, and I really want to see where it goes down the road. As the archer, I think maybe kind of I hate to say like a character flaw, but so many abilities are only one line instead of like shooting a grid. I don't have like random ranged abilities, unfortunately. That makes it a little trickier for me. All right, we're gonna do this, hit him twice, and I'm gonna move around because this archer is able to actually shoot over some of the cactuses, even though we can't. So I'm gonna try and just avoid that damage wherever I can. All right, so it's always beneficial to kind of fight the boss. From here, we're gonna go up to the store. Stores, I have one thing I think the game could improve upon. I think my one complaint about this is you don't get to share money or items, so I cannot send money or items between these two characters. And the reason why that's unfortunate is sometimes you get an item on this character that would really work great here. Sometimes I don't need anything in the store on the archer, and I'd really like to just use my money to buy multiple things for the tank, you know, you name it. But you can buy some passive items, which is great. You can also buy some active abilities as well. This is the one we literally just unlocked from that fight, so it's convenient that it's already here. It looks like it's only 1 range. It takes 3 AP. Deal 4 to 6 fire damage in a cone in front of you. Affected characters have a chance to be burned, and combo targets will always be burned and receive an extra burn stack, which is pretty nice. So I'm gonna move along here and see how far we can make it. We're basically out of healing right now. Our archer does not have any healing abilities left, unfortunately, at all, which is kind of hard. Here we go. I'm gonna do that and get that started. So that enemy is resistant to physical, so I wanna make sure I'm doing some of that magical damage instead. So this fight, not a mini boss, but as you can see, we now have 7 enemies that we need to worry about. So we want to be really, really careful when we can. This might be the end, guys. It's a pretty hard game. I appreciate that. I think, you know, I wish maybe it wasn't quite so hard. I wish maybe I had a little bit more, I don't know, of a forgiving enemy base. It is kind of wild to me just how much enemies are able to do. So I am hopeful that maybe that changes down the road. There we go. All right, I'm gonna apply a combo to that one, and then same thing. We're gonna do that stabbing ability so that we deal a little extra damage there. And I'm gonna end my turns so that all that MP is converted into action points. All right, this guy's got to use his final potion for sure. He's ready to die. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna kill the archer here. And then I'm going to end my turn just to make sure that I have a little extra AP. All right. Archer's duty. 2 fight. That. There we go. That guy's got a combo. I'm actually gonna do 2 more attacks. I thought about doing a pushing ability, but we can just kill him if we do this here. And then for the tank, I want to move around. I'm just gonna push him a bunch too. Ha. You'll love to see it. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how we're gonna be in this fight. We have no healing left, and we're both very, very low on health, but we're gonna see what we can do. I'm gonna do this again for sure. And I think I'm gonna end my turn here, actually. I'm gonna do that, which will refund a little energy. And then I'm gonna wait for them to come to me, actually. We want to push him and push him again. There we go. And then maybe if we run around, we'll be able to avoid a hit with any luck. We'll see. So the archer's down. This guy has 1 HP left. I think what I'm gonna have to do is push him a little bit. Push him again. And then hope he doesn't hit me. Yeah. That's very logical. That's the game, though. Dark Age Dinos. Comment below. Let me know what you thought. Again, this is a very early access demo. I will put the link to the game in the description down below, so that way if you're interested, you can wishlist it. It's the best way to help the developers and kind of generate attention for the game as well. Don't forget to like the video if you liked what you saw. I'll make more videos every single week showcasing indie developers as well. And you know I like a variety, so there's always gonna be more content coming. If you liked what you saw, click that subscribe button. Your subscriptions, your views, your shares help me so much. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed your coffee, and happy gaming.